This week on Uncut Gems with Slim, there's a cap on how much you can make because you can only work so much, as one person. So you really can't get everything done by yourself. You do need a team. Uncut Gems with Slim, yeah, that's the name.
What's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Uncut Gems with Slim. I'm so excited because I got my cousin, but y'all might know her as the greatest nail tech, NSC, my girl, Gio. Say what's up. I'm so excited to have her on here. Like, I might call her Bria because this my kinfolk for real, but y'all know her as Gio. And today we are here to talk about, like, just someone who's achieved a dream. I mean, we are literally on site sitting in what was once a dream for you, which is Nail by Gio Nail Art Studio. Yes, so make sure y'all, if y'all in the Greenville area, make sure you come and check her out and get Nail by Gio or one of her amazing nail techs here. And we do brows, right?
We do, yes.
Yes, so we do brows too if you need the brows snatched. So can you tell the people a little bit about who you are? So, like, if they never heard of Nail by Gio, like, what do you do and, like, who you are a little bit?
So, my real name is Jocelyn. I actually got the nickname Gio from, like, a few of my friends in high school. But, yeah, so I'm known as Nail by Gio. I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur here in Greenville, South Carolina.
Period. Let them know. So you've been here over a year, right? So, what, July?
Actually August the 6th.
Okay, yes. August 6th was her 1-year anniversary here at the studio. So that means you got your own studio at 21, okay?
Yes.
So before we get into the achieving the dream part, can you tell us a little bit about, like, how did you get here? Where did you start? Now, I know, like I said, this fam right here. So I know where she done came from, right? So tell us a little bit about the journey of how you got here. And I want you to start off with the YouTube. I want you to start off with the makeup. Like, tell the people where it all started and how you got here.
So honestly, I've always had like a burning passion for just anything beauty. And so I had aspirations of being like this big YouTuber when I was in high school. So I would always like do little makeup tutorials and things like that. And then I ended up falling in love with doing makeup on other people. So it started with that, and then I was like, one of my best friends, her parents own a nail salon. And I always admired her sister. Shout out to ASAP Nail Bar. But so I always admired her sister, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that. So I would start out with like the little Walmart kids,
Girl, I had those too.
The little kids.
Walmart, Walgreens, all the little kids.
Right. And so I would start out doing that. And you know what's funny? Every day I would show her like the sets I would do, and she'd be like, it's all right. She would always tell me that. I'm like,
you real quick.
Right. And I'm like, okay, like, what do I got to do for her to say, like, this is bomb, you know?
Real quick, I just wanted to take a moment and pause and ask, are you subscribed? Make sure you subscribe to us on all podcast streaming platforms and check out the visual on YouTube at Uncut Gems with Slim. Lastly, don't forget we are also on Instagram. Follow us on Insta to get motivational snippets, episode highlights, and so much more. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
So it's funny, actually, like a few months ago, she texted me and was like, you know what?
You doing it.
Yes.
Period.
Like, you're doing the thing. So I was like, you know what? I feel a little fulfillment from that. But, so I moved from New Orleans, then I came back to South Carolina, which is where I'm from. And when I got here, I thought I was like going to be this big makeup artist.
Yes.
And
because you was doing a girl's prom makeup. Like, you was beating faces.
Okay. And I started beating my friends' parents' faces.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was really going somewhere with it.
Period.
But when I got here, I seen... the makeup industry wasn't as big as it was where I was previously at, which was in New Orleans. So I was like, you know what can I do here to like make something shake?
Right.
So I was definitely a broke college student, and I was like, I need some way to make like some extra cash. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the nails. Like, I literally sat in my dorm and I was watching a nail tutorial, I remember, and I was like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be good at it and I'm gonna make money from it. I literally said that to myself.
And look at them.
Okay. So I literally made the conscious decision. I watched nail video after nail video before I even ordered any of the things. And so by the time I ordered it, I did a full set, and my cousin was like, you could charge for this. And I was
Girl,
like,
you was doing what, $20 nail sets?
10
$15. I was part of the $15 nail set. I was like, a full set for $15? Yes, ma'am, sign me up.
She was driving.
I don't care if it takes 6 hours.
Okay. Yes. So honestly, when she told me I could start like charging for this, I was like, okay. And then at the time, I started around homecoming, and I didn't know what homecoming was.
The Winthrop girlies was like, turn me up.
I didn't know it was such a big deal at the school. So when I started, like, I was getting booked. Like, I was like, $10 nail sets. Everybody was booking me.
Okay, for $10, yes, ma'am.
So I had this little orange suitcase that I would take around Winthrop and just set up at their dorms and do their nails.
Period. And I was one of the candidates because I was one of the clients.
She supported.
I mean, you could see the McDonald's out your window.
Yes.
And we was doing the nails. I'm sitting on the AC unit.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my goodness.
And that was a good nail set too, by the way. So doing nails in the dorm, like, how did you go from doing nails in your dorm to being like, I can do this for real? Like, let me do this.
Yeah. Honestly, I just began getting more booked, and I was like, I know this sounds bad, but I was like, should I do the nails or should I go to class? And I was like, I want this money, like, forget what they talking about in class. So I would like start skipping class to do nails, and then so I started getting so many clients. I stopped traveling to other people's dorm, and I just started doing it in my dorm because of so many clients that I was having. So I ran into issues with that. I looked in our floor group chat, because we had a group chat for our dorm floor, and they were like, who is using nail polish every day? And, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I haven't checked it for like so long. So when I finally checked it, like, that's all they were talking.
They was like, who doing nails on this floor?
Yes, so I told them, it was me, and I was just telling them how I couldn't afford books and things like that. So I had to do what I could do. And then, I mean, it was just nothing they could say after that.
Then they started booking you.
Girl, honestly, yes. And so I remember my RA, she came and she talked to me. I remember her name was Reed. I'll never forget. But she was just like telling me how she was so proud of me. She was like, we can't tell you to stop, but she was like, I'm really proud of you. Like, keep doing this. And I remember it was so many people just telling me, don't stop. Don't stop. Like, everybody was telling me don't stop. So I took it to heart, and I didn't, because I felt like, I don't know, I just was kind of playing Russian roulette with my life.
Like, let's see where this gonna go.
Yes. So I made the conscious decision to not continue my education at Winthrop, and I was just like, I want to see where this takes me. And so I know I'm a very determined person, and if I put my mind to it, it's gonna get done.
Right.
So I left, and as soon as I left Winthrop, I was just like trying to find any place that I could work. Because a lot of people, like my mom, she's like, you can't do it, the smell, the smell bothered a lot of people. So I just tried to find a way. My dad had this balcony outside his apartment. I remember we did a whole poster board that said like $15 sets, add-ons. Like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. He put like a screen outside the balcony, put a TV outside and everything for me.
Yes.
So I started there, but after I left and I went back to Sumter, I got a call from one of the ladies who owned a nail salon there, KJ Nails. Do you know where that's?
Yeah.
So I did one girl's nails. I begged my grandma. I was like, Grandma, please let me do this girl nails at your house. And my grandma was looking at me like, girl, what? So she did, and she went to the KJ Nails to get her toes done. And she was like, texting me. She was like, hey, this lady said she likes my nails. She wants you to come work. And I'm like, what? Tell her I don't have a license. She was like, she'll help you get one. Yeah. I was like, okay. So I called her and she was like, come. And then so I came, met up with her. She's like, okay, you work tomorrow. And I was like,
No,
okay.
work tomorrow.
She was like, bring your nail drill. Like, you work tomorrow. And as soon as I announced that I was working that next day, I had like 3 girls waiting outside for me before they opened.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love that. And that also speaks to like a nail tech that might be watching. Like, you know, you don't have to everybody's come up is different.
Yes.
And so like for you, like making the conscious decision to leave school, which a lot of people either have a fear of, or they're like, well, no, I got to do it this way because that's what mom and dad says or whatever. Like, I think that's very impactful that you had the confidence to like be able to step out there and be like, you know what? No, I want to do this. I'm determined and I'm going to make it work. And a lot of times we have people who are like, oh, I want to quit my job or I want to quit school, but they don't got no plan. They don't got no hard work ethic behind it. And so that kind of leads into one of the questions that I have for you is like, what is one of the struggles that you face like throughout being a part of the nail industry? So whether that's like at the beginning you mentioned how like that smell was getting your roommates and all the people in the hall like tight, but like what other struggles do you face? So you kind of mentioned like you started working and like she was like, I'm gonna help you get your license, right? And so how important is it for like the nail tech watching to get their license, or like if someone wants to own a studio, like things they should be thinking about that no one might have not told you when you was like getting into it?
Honestly, I would say getting your license is the most important step. It's kind of educating yourself on what you're doing. That's important. And don't stop your education, because I feel like the more education you have, the more opportunities you're open to. So, yeah, definitely get that license and pursue that first. But honestly, you have to figure out if this is what you really want to do, because that is an obstacle that I ran into. I was like, okay, do I really want to be doing this forever? Like, you know, what do I do? I started doing the nails, like, what's next? So I really sat and I thought to myself, and I was just like, okay, this can't be it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I came this far, and do I just stop here? And I'm like, no, I want more for myself. I want better, because I quickly found out there's a cap on how much you can make, because you can only work so much, you know, as one person. So you really can't get everything done by yourself. You do need a team. So I seen that I needed to expand and grow my business if I wanted to grow. So I just said, you know, and I've always said I want to own my own salon one day. So that was always the dream, and I was always working towards it. But at the time, I had no license. I've been doing all of these things unlicensed. So my grandma gave me a call one day, and she was just like, you know, have you gotten your license yet? And I'm like, no. And
Come on,
like,
Grandma.
She was like, I believe God will open doors for you if you get that license. And I was like, okay. So I just started studying for the to take the state board test. And so I was scared of it. I'm not gonna lie. I was letting that stop me just because I was just like, what if I don't pass? But it was just like, now I'm looking back, I'm like, what if? You know, just take it again. So I studied, passed on the first time, passed both tests, and literally shortly after, God opened the doors to my business. Like, it fell in my lap. I can't even tell you. I was struggling to find a building because I wasn't. Like, one day I was just sitting down. I was like, let me write down some goals. Let me just look at some buildings to write down.
Make it plain.
Yes. And I found this building. I'm like, hold up. I looked at the addresses right beside my apartment at the time. And I'm like, what? So I just emailed them. I'm like, hi, like, you know, I'm interested. And mind you, this is on Craigslist. I don't know what. It was literally God. Who told me to go on Craigslist? I don't know. And so when I seen the parking lot, I'm like, this is a nice building. I looked at the price. I was like, I could do that. I could take this many clients. I could do that. So I emailed them. They emailed me back the next morning, and they gave me a call. They were like, hi, can you meet today? And I'm in Columbia, and I'm like, yes, I can meet you today. So I hurried up on home. I came here. It looked nothing like this, but
But she flipped this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I saw was just my vision. Like, I just seen so much potential in this space.
I love that. I love that. Yes. So that's kind of like me with a lot of things. Like, when I think about stuff, like, even when I recently am a new homeowner, as you know.
Congrats.
And, like, I literally, like, have a plan for each room, and I carried it out. And when I was, like, looking at the house, everybody's like, so what you gonna do with all that space? I'm like, baby, I got plans.
Right.
So, like, I love that, like, you saw this and you was like, no, I can see all of this. And so speaking of that, like, becoming a salon owner at 21, like, what advice would you have for a nail tech that's trying to do what you're doing? We already established, get that license.
Yes.
Okay, get that first, because you know, we don't live in our own kind of world. You know, we got to answer to somebody, Uncle Tom and all of them. So if y'all want to, you know, be on the up and up and on the good side of the law, make sure y'all go ahead and get your license.
Yes.
But on top of that, like, what other advice do you have for someone who might be, like, doing nails in their dorm, but they, like, I really want to, like, do this for real?
So I feel like, number one, do your research. And then also, if I could go back, maybe I would rethink the overhead. So I see why a lot of nail salons are very small, because they get to keep most of their profit. So I know people glamorize, like, spaces like this, which I got it for a good deal because it was the fixer upper. But they'll glamorize, like, having this big space or whatever. I feel like start out small, because you can always grow. Start out small, capitalize off of, you know, everything that you're getting in profit, and use that to your advantage. And also, if you're just working right now, work with the purpose. Work with something, well, with your goal in mind of what you want to do. So honestly, I saved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saved. I had money stacked for, like, my security deposit on the place and things like that. So definitely just keep working towards a goal. Don't just get caught up in, oh, spend money, make money, because it's so easy for people in the service industry, spend and get it right back because you can. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we literally just talked about that with Kiani on the podcast.
Really?
She was like, it's more to money than just spending it, making it, and barely saving it. And I was like, girl, that's it. Because that's, like you said, a lot of us do that. We're like, okay, we spend it, I'm going to spend it today because tomorrow I got 3 clients and I'm going to make it right back.
It gets so, like, you can get really caught up in that. So that's a really, if you're in that mindset, get out of it now.
Yes, and so I have another question. So we're literally sitting in a dream, an answered prayer of yours. So, like, tell me both sides. How does it feel to, like, be here, like, that all moment, like, oh my gosh, like, mama, I made it, I did it. Like, how does that feel? And then also tell me, like, what the people don't see on the other side of the glitz and glamour, like, what comes with that dream that you might have not known when you wrote it down and made it plain. Like, give us both. So
I'll start with the good first. So it does feel like a dream. This honestly feels like a second home to me. It feels like, oh, I'm gonna get teary-eyed.
Not tears,
but
I'm gonna get the tissue.
It just feels like my second home. It feels like this place was meant for me. And yeah, it's like everything I envisioned it to be. But on the other side, be prepared to be hit with the harsh reality of your dream, because everything is not going to go, it's not like a fairy tale, it's not going to go exactly how you plan it out to be. Because if you're expanding, obviously you're going to need employees or people working with you, and so you're going to have to deal with different personalities, you know what I'm saying, just different types of
work ethic.
Yes, exactly. Not everybody's going to be like you. You know, not everybody's going to work hard like you, and not everybody's going to treat your space like
it's their own.
Like, I didn't want nobody touching nothing. I was like, this is my baby. You know, like, when you get something new and you like, you know, not too much.
Not too much. Simmer down.
So just be prepared for that. Be prepared to be working harder than you ever thought you were going to work. You are going to be your hardest worker on a team. But also, once you get into your dream, it's important to figure out how are you going to work yourself out of this, because that's the goal. The goal is to not keep working forever. I mean, you're going to be working, but actually like doing the work, you want to find a way to work yourself out of that position and put somebody who can do your job even better than you can.
Right.
And I just recently learned about empowering other people, and that's how you really get ahead.
So I know it's important to like really, I love empowering people. That's a part of this whole season that I've been doing. And like, it's hard because a lot of times like empowering people is a little bit different than just like kind of telling people what to do.
Yes.
And I don't work in the service industry.
Okay.
Well, I kind of do my day job, but like I have to learn, or I was in this leadership class at our church, and one of the things was about empowering people and how you have to delegate the things that you can do to other people instead of like only giving the stuff that you don't want to do to them, because that's how you groom more leaders. Like if you wanted to expand and have like new locations, like you're not going to be able to be head honcho at every location, even though you're the owner. You're going to have like a store manager or whatever at each salon. And so the only way you do that is by empowering other young women to like know how to run a business successfully and with the same, like have the heart that you have for your business as if it was their own.
Can I like interrupt you real quick?
Yes.
Because that is so true. You have to, especially when you're like just coming into like your dream, you have to literally let go. Like I had issues with letting go. Like I was like, you know what I'm saying? I want to do everything. I'm in control of everything. I'm like a control freak.
Yes.
But you literally have to let go and just find genuine people who can literally take over like the things you don't want to trust other people with. You're just gonna have to find that trust. And honestly, business is all about risk. So
and it's not easy because literally I've been telling like every guest that I've had on the podcast, like this is the first season that I've actually like accepted outside help. Like I have people who support me and who like are really rooting for me, but at the end of the day, if you don't like let go of it and take your hand off of it, like I feel like this season has been 10 times better because I accepted the help that I have than trying to like do it all by myself. And I think that's an important part of not only being a salon owner, but just being a good entrepreneur in general and expanding. Like you said, you can't expand if you try to like keep yourself
you could be hindering yourself.
And so with that, I want to ask if you know what's next for Nail by Gio.
Honestly, because I'm going to just say Nail by Gio institution coming soon.
That's all she wrote. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this episode by doing a game that I've been doing on like pretty much this whole season. And it's a this or that game. So it's like a rapid fire quick round, okay? So you're going to have to give me like, you got to pick this or that. Like
I'm indecisive. I don't know.
Look, and I got good ones too because I really thought about it. Okay. And so, and if y'all don't know, this is my favorite nail tech. It should be your favorite nail tech. Like we travel over here to get our nails nailed by Gio.
Faithfully.
So we gonna get started. I'm gonna count us down and we gonna get rolling. So 3, 2, 1. We got acrylic or Gel-X.
Gel-X.
Almond shape or taper square?
Taper square.
Lashes done or brow snatch?
Brow snatch.
White toes or French tips?
French tip.
Wigs or braids?
Braids.
Salon owner or franchise owner?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Franchise.
Okay, we got lip gloss or lip liner?
Both.
Not both.
Okay. Lip gloss.
I knew you was going to choose lip gloss. Okay, classic set or freestyle set?
Classic.
Okay, doing Beyonce and Rihanna's nails for free or getting free Valentino supplies for a year?
Beyonce and Rihanna. I need the exposure.
Okay, and then the last one is manicures for life or pedicures for life?
Pedicures for life.
Period. Okay, that was fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I tried to throw some in there because I was like, because you are a celebrity nail tech. Don't play with her. Okay, she done did Saucy Santana nails.
Yes.
You did pound cake nails?
Yes, I did.
Period. We are a celebrity nail tech in this piece. So, can you share with the people where they can find your business and like your social media and all that?
Okay. Yes, so we are located on 219 West Antrim Drive, Greenville, South Carolina, 29607.
Period.
And then you can follow us on Instagram at Nail by Gio's Nail Art Studio. studio, and you want to follow me at Nail By Gio on Instagram.
Yeah, so make sure you guys follow her studio page as well as Nail By Gio, because if y'all not local, you can at least get your inspo from her, okay? Because she really be doing the thing with the nails. And as we speak, this is my last Nail By Gio set, and I need to fill in. So we gonna get to that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you so much for coming on your show. I love y'all so much, and until next week.
Uncut.